best radio business talk show with the Darren and Mario. Her name is Pooja, and the second part of this show, Darren, we have the Pooja partner who's going to come join us in the studio. Due to COVID regulations, we cannot have all of this in the studio. But, today we talk about sleep. Now, we're going to talk now about relationships. So, our guest in the studio, Pooja, I don't want to pronounce your surname because I don't want to, say it wrongly.
Fine.
And that will not be fine. So, Pooja, welcome to the studio. You and your partner who is waiting outside. And Pooja, introduce yourself to our guests.
Yeah.
You're better than Oprah, that's for sure. It's going to be better than Oprah.
Thank you, Mario and Darren, for this wonderful warm welcome, and thank you to Pratibha for inviting me, to giving me this opportunity to speak to you.
Yeah, she's going to pay us $5 million each, me and Darren, so don't worry for that.
Exactly. She's doing so much for everyone. So myself is Pooja Sethi, and I am a relationship coach. With my partner, we run both our own relationship transformation academy, and for the purpose of good relationships within personal life and a happy life and with a business life, we have designed a program that is proven and works effectively for all the relationships.
In your introduction, it says the hard truth is living or working with other people is difficult, and managing good dynamics in a happy relationship requires time, patience, and the right tool for using in different situations you may have. It's natural for anyone to feel torn between competing and feeling equally responsible in unique aspects of life, while the most important action is not to indulge yourself in that guilt and take action to transform your relationship for a happy family. So, Pooja, why are you doing this business?
Okay, that's...
thank you. That was enough from you, so I will please continue.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, and I would say I would definitely start with my story. I am a full-time job, still in full-time job, but in between, me and my partner were going through a very difficult phase. It starts with 2005 when we recently got married, and it's like we are trying to understand each other in the newly wed circumstances, but at the same time I realized that he's too workaholic. Every time he just talks about, just after the first day itself, he started going back to the office.
Did you know he's outside, he's listening?
I know he's listening, but he knows about this, and this is what we have been facing all the time. So being a workaholic person, it was not really good situation for me, because as a partner, we look for a good, happy relationship where you can spend good time, quality time with your loved ones. You can talk to them, you can enjoy with them, not only just like waiting for him or maybe just complaining or making assumptions like what he's doing in the office. So that's where we started feeling tearing between ourselves. Like me and my husband were not really engaged to each other in a good quality time spending with each other. In all this journey, we have realized that understanding how we do what we do and why we do what we do is very important in the context of our relationships. So that's why we started with understanding all the mind programmings, all the dynamics of the family, as if why we think that he is not spending time with me or she is not doing whatever is required for me. To understand all those points, we started our own relationship academy, which is beyond this full-time job. And we really proud of it because we are helping lots of people around us, making their life better, resolving their conflicts, taking them from arguments to agreements.
So imagine Darren, you have the Mr. and Mrs. Smith coming to Pooja in the office, right? Nice and handsome. So tell us, Pooja, how difficult is somebody to seek out for the help of professional like yourself or your husband?
It is difficult because first of all, we don't accept that there is a problem. We just understand and relate to this is the life. This is how it meant to be. When you start having any conflicts in between yourself or your partner or with your loved ones, we don't understand that we need to take actions for it. So for the purpose of solving those conflicts, we don't take any actions. That's where we stop ourselves. But we have developed a triple A formula, which is be aware. Aware is the first step, then act, and then acknowledge. So this triple A formula works very effectively and helps you to go towards the solution, resolving all your conflicts issue. First step is acceptance. Accept that you have some problems. So it is not difficult for anyone who is accepting that they have some problem and they want to solve it. But if they won't accept it, they can't do it. So it's complicated in a way, but it's easy if you want to really solve it.
What do you think, Darren?
I think it's quite magic.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Yes, so the triple A. Can you run through them
AAA.
again?
So A for aware,
Yep.
second A for accept, and third A for act.
So aware, accept,
Accept
act.
and act. That's right.
It's difficult for everybody to look for the help. I mean, and there's not just in a relationship, but for anything in life. Like, it's just sleeping. I mean, we all think, I'm the example. Like, I'm 48 years old. I'm learning today for the very first time 7 to 9 hours of the sleep. When I was young, I was like, oh no, just a couple hours, just wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and go grind, and whatever it is. But, we'll take a short break, Pooja.
Yep.
And to our listeners, we're talking about the relationship coach, Pooja, and her partner who's coming join to us a little bit later. You're listening live 90.5 Business Insights with Darren and Mario, and now our guest Pooja. She's going to continue sharing her insights into better relationships.
It's 17 minutes past 1, live 90.5 Business Insights with Mario and Darren.
And Darren and I sharing the studio today with a really unique guest, Pooja, and her partner, who is due to COVID, unfortunately, cannot be with us in studio directly, but he's outside. He's going to join us in some 15-20 minutes in the studio. So we're going to quiz him about Pooja activities. But Pooja, reality is that most of us living the life, some type of sort of autopilot, and we accepting the goods and bad things, but we always drifting towards the end of our life with a one partner, multiple partners, but our problems always starts with the decision. And in a break before we continue this segment, Darren and I ask you, can you share with us where do we do mistakes before we go into relationship? I can talk as a man, like it's a beautiful woman, the looks this, sexy, this and that. But sometimes, and I know from my past relationships, I was ending with the very wrong people in my life. So what's the signs everybody need to look before commit themselves to a relationship, which obviously some of them, they're going to lead to the marriage, and they're creating the family. What we need to look into that? What's the signs?
Okay. So one thing we all agree that one size doesn't fit all.
True.
So what does it mean in the context of relationship is that we all have our own unconscious beliefs and our values, which means that we all are driven by different motivation factors.
True.
So if I am a different value level person and I am expecting respect and trust in my relationship, but you as a separate individual are looking for just the love and sex or intimacy in your relationship. I
try to roll
crossing
it
my
to
fingers.
beach island with, but Darren doesn't let me. But truth it is, we all have the different values and
belief system
That's
on
correct,
the
yeah.
unconscious level. So what we do as a relationship coach is to meet with the right values. Is what is important to you in the context of your relationship is exactly the same with the other partners. If it is not matching, then we do value alignment as well. If you like the person, but the values are not matching, on your agreement, we can calibrate the values so you can come on the same phase, same levels, and you can start contributing with the right partner with the right attributes that you want.
Interesting. May I ask you one question? Like, this is now reminds me. I was saw on a Foxtel. There's a matchmaking lady from India, right? Anyway, long story short, but how do we know? Even we know the values. We be attracted to somebody in sense of, like, I don't know, attracting physical attractiveness. But how do I know that in room full of the people are gonna find that person who has the same values like me. Like you can't find, like Darren, you can't carry the transparent, in a room. It's like, hi, my name is Mario Becker, so looking at
Yeah.
me this and this and this. Like, how do we attract this? Is this just like something like energy? I don't know, subconscious mind, or is too much Nutella? I don't know. Can you share this with us? If that's possible, of course.
Yeah. To be honest with you, you just need to find the answers for this question. What is important to the person with whom you are talking to is important. What is important to you in the context of your relationship? If the unconscious mind is always saying you answers like, I want respect in the relationship, I want total trust in the relationship, I want something else like financial. My finance should be good always.
Yeah.
So they two are different. Let me give you an example. One of my client came to me. For husband, the highest value was watching Netflix and watching Miss Simpson all the time. Honestly.
No, are you for real?
Yeah, honestly. And for the wife, the value was spending quality time with them. So they got married at some point, but because their values were so much different, that for husband, entertainment or the Netflix or the dramas were so much important, watching TVs, but for the wife, spending quality time with the two persons was so much important. So they were not on the same phase any time in the life. And they had started developing a level of conflict within them, and then the conflict started building upon one on the top, and then when the stack was too much, they came to us. They
Okay.
couldn't handle the load of those conflicts, the baggages, they came to us like, I can't deal with it. My wife expects me to spend time with me, to do all the house chores with me, to be with her actually. But I can't do it. I need my own time, my me time. This is what I get from watching my Netflix, watching TV all the time. So we talked to both of them and we aligned their values. And at that time, they came in congruency with each other. They started. So some calibrations is required, value alignments is required, and after that, definitely they can spend. They are now a happy couple actually.
Look, I can laugh now, but it's very difficult to believe that Netflix is actually the breaking point in the relationship. Like but it's happening.
It's happening actually,
because
especially
people become more maybe relaxed, or but doesn't see the other side. So when somebody comes to you as a couple, what's the first thing you can see in a couple? Is it somebody blame each other, or
yes.
and how do you hold this? That to being professional, because you were smiling, you're obviously a happy person. We'll see with your husband, but what's the process? When it comes somebody to you and say. You already know obviously background, but still you need to look at them in face and the games start playing, or
Yeah, so it starts with just a normal chit chat like what we are
Yeah.
doing right now, the normal conversation,
Yeah.
and the language that the client gives to us gives all the information about themselves.
really?
Yeah, because language is what is been programming their mind all through their life. From 0 to 7 years of age, when a child is born, they understand, they walk into your house like a sponge. They understand and pick up all the language patterns, and on the basis of that all first 7 years, the rest of the life is programmed. So whatever they are seeing you as a parents, whatever they are absorbing as a sponge, it's just going into their mind, and those language patterns define their rest of the life. And the same thing we do in our coaching therapies. Whenever the client comes, whenever the client comes, we just simply start asking questions and the normal chit chat, and within that chit chat we get to know whether the person is actually the cause of the problem or they are the effect of the problem. Most of the times what we get to hear is, she didn't do this to me, he is doing wrong to me. So we first analyze which side of the equation they are, and based on that if they are responsible for their own actions, for the state where they are right now, we start our coaching programs based on that techniques actually.
Did you notice in this relationship between me and Darren, I'm the one who's asking questions. He's quiet this time. Look, we'll take a short break, and then we're gonna bring your husband for the second part, and we're gonna talk to him. Continue. So, you're gonna sit outside. But yes, please.
I just want to thank Pratibha for this wonderful opportunity, and also would like to mention the ladies of Powerful Empowered Women before I go out of the studio.
Yes.
Because that's a really good platform for all of us as an empowered women.
Yeah.
So we can come and speak on the business front, speak on all what we are doing in our normal lives and what we can do for the community actually. So in this October month, we are running, obviously, being Pratibha is the leader of this group, we are running our small business months as well, and we have organized our 30th October as the wrap-up for that small business promotions months. So all the credits for these
Thank you,
things.
Pooja, sharing this with us. So everybody who seeks the help, Pooja's gonna be there. But as I said, Darren and I, we're gonna have your husband now in the studio. And we're going to quiz him now, so better he be ready. And in this relationship between Darren, I'm talking today, he's very quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening the best business radio talk show, Business Insights with Mario and Darren. Thanks for Darren. This technology, we are live on Facebook and afternoon today after 5 p.m., 6 p.m. or maybe tomorrow live 905.com.au. There's a podcast, Business Insights with Mario and Darren, and you can hear this interview with Pratibha. We come back later.
It's 29 minutes to 2, live at 90.5 Business Insights with Mary and Darren.
And we are welcoming the second part of the business and the power couple. Pooja was the first one, her husband. Name is Bharat, which we learned, Darren and I, that there's a country on this planet called the Bharat. And, me, very wise man who knows everything, I said, no, it does not. And this guest shared with us that the Bharat actually is India because people couldn't pronounce that. Did you know
India?
that?
No, I did not know that. Learn something new every day. That's a great thing about radio.
Well, hopefully by the end of the show,
Lovely guests, yes, indeed.
By the end of the show, we get some nice curry recipe as well. So I'll be there. Something like this. But we like to welcome the Bharat, the second part of the dynamic duo engine behind the relationship business coaches. Bart, welcome to the studio. Your wife, she done the very, very good intro for your business, guys. And now it's your time to grill you. So we heard that you've been very naughty in 2005. And, you start guys doing this business.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us here. And the name, I'll pronounce it again. So
yes,
people
please.
Register it again. Yeah. So it's Bharat.
Okay, that's why did you say that? No, that's the truth. I said Bharat. Okay, Bharat. I apologize.
Yeah, okay,
That's
fine. That's fine.
Prefer you said your name or your wife, and because I can't pronounce even English, not an Indian. I mean, I don't want to offend nobody. So tell us something. You and your wife in a relationship with coaching. Now, before Pooja she left the studio, I have one more question for her, but because we split it half due to COVID regulations. How much is influencing good relationship on a business, on a life, on a family?
Oh, definitely. That's impacting a lot. Like when you see a relationship, the relationship is not only contributing in your personal relationship, your relationship with your partner, with your children's, with your customers.
Yeah.
If you need to get more business, what you're looking for? A better customer relationship. If you don't have the relationship with your customer, they don't trust you. They don't buy from you. The customer should be your fan. They should be working as your fan. The only people buying from you are your fan.
Okay, can you stop here?
Yeah.
Can you say again, customer must be a fan?
Yes.
Why is that?
So now look at it. Like if you go to the market, I ask you which toothbrush or toothpaste you buy. Give me name.
Me, Colgate.
Why the Colgate?
Because I really enjoy the texture and it gives him results I really want.
So you are a fan of Colgate.
Absolutely, yes.
That's what you buy, Colgate. If I offer you another toothpaste tomorrow, will you buy it?
No. No, as long as I can find that one. Yeah.
That's right. So you are a fan of Colgate. So if I ask you again, which mobile are you using? You will say, I am using Samsung or I'm using iPhone.
Yeah.
And the simple reason is because you're a fan of iPhone or you're a fan of Samsung. It's all about building fans. So you see all customers around you are your fan. So
Yeah.
whosoever buying from you, they are your fan. So the fan is another way we call it a repo. They are in repo with you. They think the way we are making you think. So that's why you see commercials running on the television.
Yes.
They're making you think the way they want you to think. Like you see some...
That's a very interesting point. Like, I'm just speechless now. Please continue.
Yeah, so sometime you see a detergent ad. They
Yeah.
want to show you like the clothes you are wearing.
Yeah.
We can care for your clothes because you also want to care for your clothes.
Yes.
You want to last long them. So I'm using or giving a detergent to you which can care for your clothes. Whether it does it or not, that's a separate issue.
Okay. Yes.
But they giving you, they read your mind and they say, oh, this is what customer want. Let's make them our fan. Give them what they want. Map the values of the product to them. Same way our relationship works. As Pooja said, mapping the values, what I want to your wants. When both wants are same, you map them together and you become fan to each other. And same way, you become customer of mine. So everyone, if we are living together, we only living together because we are fan of each other. We accept each other like the way, oh, I want to watch TV. Yeah, I also want to watch TV. I want to watch a comedy movie. Oh, I also want to watch a comedy movie.
Yeah.
No, I want to turn it on and I want to watch a match, cricket match. No, what?
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
So same way, customers and your family goes hand in hand and they both has to be your fan. So like Pooja has mentioned few minutes back, I'll just give you a simple formula here.
Yes.
The formula is about your life. What is your life today? So your life is...
Please share with us. Yes.
So your life is the sum total. This is very important now. Just listen it carefully. Maybe if you would like to write, the audience would like to write it down. So your life is the sum total of your state multiplied by the energy you are putting in that state.
Say again.
Okay.
So the life is...
So life is the sum total of your state multiplied by energy you're putting in that state.
Okay, Darren, can we
Okay, to simplify this, let me first simplify a state. What is a state? So if I ask you, just give it a smile. What are you going to do?
I'll smile.
Smile. But if I'm going to say, be angry.
No, I'll not be angry.
But people out there getting angry, blaming everyone for every single thing, and they're putting all their energy behind that anger. You didn't do this well to me. You didn't wake up the kids. Kids got late for the school. You are not doing this right to me. This universe is playing games for me. And they're putting all their energy behind that. And then what happened? They goes into depression. They goes into anxiety. You may have seen people around you or outside world. They are struggling. Even medications doesn't work on them because they putting so much of energy into that state. So state, if you want to be happy all the time and put a lot of energy into that happiness. That's become your life. So your life is the sum total of your state throughout your life multiplied by the energy you have put in each of the state.
Interesting enough, recently I heard something very, very, very powerful. Somebody told me that, I said, like, why is always bad happen to the people? And this person explained to me of that energy, obviously, right? And she told me there's a lot of people who puts negative energy there, and it's, when you multiply across the globe, it's much more faster than being positive energy. But we're gonna come back this after the break. Dan and I will take a short break with our guest. Second part of the show, it's a relationship with business coaches, Pooja and Bharat, and we'll continue after the break. You're listening live 90.5 Business Insights with Mario and Darren, and thank you for listening us. We'll come back in a few minutes.
It's 17 minutes to 2, live 90.5 Business Insights with Mario and Darren.
And thank you to all listeners online 90.5, particularly this radio show, Business Radio Talk Show, Business Insights with Mario and Darren. Darren and I are truly grateful to everybody in Australia and overseas for joining us every Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. And I'd like to say thank you, big thank you to sponsors of this great radio station, Align 90.5 FM, because without you, these sponsors, this station would not have this technology and will not function. Now we have the relationship coach expert in the studio with us. The second part of the dynamic duo business coaches Pooja and Bharat. I apologize again, Bharat, if I don't say this properly. And it's like it's hard for me, because it's a different set of skills required. But we spoke about we become the fan of each other, and you give us a very powerful quote about life and relationships, which people can find out today on our website align905.com.au. And again, thank you to the Darren Caps Davis. Podcast gonna be there, so you can hear it on your own. COVID-19 changed a lot around us. It's like instead of doing the blurb and the scam mongering, everybody's some type of anxiety, depression. But certainly COVID-19 created a lot of impact on the relationships. And some people become the addict like myself, on the fitness with Nutella. And some people become addict on the Netflix. Some people become addict on different ways, but it's putting a lot of strain on the relationships. Can you tell us more? Okay. What do you think and how you see you and your wife as a relationship coaches?
So I'll start with the question here. What do you think this is an example of? What are we not doing here in COVID situation?
We don't, we don't associate with each other. Sorry, I'm lying. We don't go to workplaces.
That's right. So we are limiting our motions.
Okay.
So our motions are restricted now. Compared
Emotions.
Motions.
Motions. Sorry. Apologies.
So the motions.
Yeah, motions. Yeah.
And as I said earlier, the state plays a very important role. And the state formula is your emotions divided by your motions. So, read it this way, or hear it this way. Your emotions, which are more coming from inside, and if you are not moving, they are building up day by day. So if you always used to be angry for some reason, and if you are not moving at all, you're staying together, you're staying just stick to the situation, you're going more and more into angry, you're watching a lot of TV, you are watching a lot of negative news. And as you watch more and more bad news about COVID cases are increasing. There are so many deaths in these places. You are more and more getting more scared. And as you're getting more scared, those negative emotions are building on top of each other. And because you are not moving, those emotions are piling up and contributing into your depression and anxiety more. So imagine if you are just hearing the negative news all the time, which we do, like news channels are not for the purpose, but they do it.
Press conference for Victoria, that's very depressing.
Yeah. So if they keep giving us the negative thoughts, what we do, we think about them, and they just seeding something in our brain to think about negatively. And when we just keep thinking and we're not giving motions to it, they build up and they convert into either to anxiety, stress, or depression. That's why people come to us to see what is happening in my relationship, why my kids are not performing, why we are having so much of fights, why we are not living the life we used to live. Because you're not living the life you used to live that time. You are isolated. You are not giving enough of motion. You are staying together thinking that we can have good time, but you're spending more time on telly.
Question now, just prompted me to think a little bit differently now, because I say again, I'm grateful that I can do with the Darren, conversations with the people like yourself, experts in the field. Now, it would be wrong to say we are not designed to live with our partners, regardless who chooses what type of relationship. But the COVID obviously put a stress on us because we have the different lifestyle. You say there's no motions, there's no moving. But are we not designed to be with somebody 24 hours, or we need to have the separation, like go to work or go for coffee with the friends, everything else? Is that's a key? It is, or we should be like a happy kumbaya, holding hands and being locked up for 9 months. What is actually causing that? Friction, because it's like you're saying we don't moving around, but the point it is. I try to understand how people can overcome that obstacle, because we're not born to be 24/7, with my child or with my wife and with my husband or whatever it is, it's not normal. And I've been in military and it's like, there's no normal, they all have the free time, but somehow we're being segregated, and caged into some type of the lifestyle to prevent spread of the COVID, which is normal, but still our families are suffering. So how we can overcome these ones?
Okay, so to answer this question, I'll give you one more equation.
Yes.
And this equation, I would like...
You forgot it. This studio, we ask you questions, Darren and I, not you, but us, like, we change the roles somehow.
So I'm going to give
Please.
you one more equation, and this equation is going to change the lives if you really implement this. So what is the equation? Equation is the energy. You need the energy, and the energy is equal to your action multiplied by the repetition to the power of your communication.
Do you mind to ask again this equation again, please?
Yes, so I'll give the equation again. So we do the lot of repetitions in our house. Repetitions, watching TV, watching telly, hearing the news. So these are the all repetition. Doing Facebook, we're spending too much time reading messages on Facebook. And then what we do, we add the communication to it. Like not only the verbal communication, but the postures, the gesture we give to the partner, gestures we give to the other people. Imagine like you always busy on your mobile watching or looking at all the Facebook or YouTube, and you're giving a gesture to your partner. Someone come to you say, oh no, I'm busy scrolling up mobile up and down. So what you're doing? You're doing the repetition of something which is the power of your communication. And now what you're not doing? You're not doing any action. So where is your energy? Where is your energy? There is no energy because you are sitting so much ideal. There is no energy associated to you. And when there is no energy associated to you, what is going to happen? Its energy is draining down. We are draining all our energy in this unuseful, unproductive stuff. We spending time on the unproductive stuff nowadays. Imagine the time, maybe 10 years back, when we didn't have that much of telly or we didn't have that much of mobile. We didn't have the iPhone. We didn't have the smartphone. Imagine that time. Look at the time. How much time do you used to spend in the ground or in the gym or doing the motion or talking to people? And look at now. Even in Australia, I've been to Australia multiple times in different times. And I remember the time when I was not having, iPhone was not there at that time.
Yeah.
There was no scrolling up and scrolling down was available. We only have using the phone for calling and checking the text messages. That was the only use of it. And we didn't have the internet. What we used to do? We used to read newspapers. We used to spend time in reading. Now we are getting so much of impatient. I ask you a question again. What is the country or what is the capital of Indonesia? If you don't know, what are you going to do?
You're going to Google it, but
That's right.
That's Jakarta, I know this. But
No, but if you don't know.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
You're going to Google it, Dr. Google, yeah.
So this is what every kid is doing nowadays. You ask them the question, they have the key or they have a quick response to get the answer. Say Googling everything at all the same time. At the same time, where is our patience gone?
Googling.
Yeah. If you have a question now, you can't wait to go to the library, read about those topics and learn more. What do? You just Google it and get the right crisp answer which you are looking for. What is happening in this? You only getting the information you needed. What happened to the information surrounding it? And that's what is happening in our relationship. We only focusing on what is needed by them at that point of time. We forgot what is giving them the cushion, what is the surrounding information. We lost our trust with our partners. We are losing the intimacy between among ourselves. We're losing that courage to spend more time, talk more, and spend quality time with kids. Now what kids are doing, if you look at the kids, they're spending more time on PS, they're spending more time on Xbox, they're spending more time on Nintendo. At our ages, what did we used to do? You tell me, like, what we used to do.
Look, I know as a kid growing up, Darren, I was outside with my friends, that was the only thing, like catch up on the street and do stupid things, but
That's right. Can you see that people are getting overweight now? Why?
Yes, Darren, you want to say something?
Oh, just Bharat, I'm just thinking with all these equations and talking about motions, emotions, all those sorts of things, can you answer me, where does love come into it?
Okay, so what is love? What is this example of love? What is love?
Please, Bart, please give us a question about love. Seriously, do you have the one?
Yeah, we have everything. Every equation for everything.
Please.
So now, the equation for love is, again, the trust. If you have the trust between yourself, like you can trust on someone, you love them, isn't it? The first key to love is the trust. If you don't have the trust, you won't love them. The second thing to it is becoming the fan, as I just said earlier. If you become fan of someone, you love them. So if you combine these two things together, you only have love and only
Love is in the air. Look, we need to wind up the show because look, this is the very few times when Darren and I don't ask questions because we are like focused so much. So, but how the people, anybody interested in improving their relationships with their partners, how they can reach you and your lovely wife Pooja?
Okay, so we have been through a lot, and I know people around the world is going through a lot.
Yeah.
So once you have any situation, just don't park any of your argument, because every single argument you are having today is resulting into a conflicted future. So don't wait for it. Just take action and speak to us. You can reach us at PoojaBharat.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, PoojaBharat. Again, you can find us over there. Or there are several ways you can find us. We are all over.
PoojaBharat.
PoojaBharat.
I encouraging all our listeners to come on our website online 905.com.au. You're gonna find an interview with the Pooja and Bharat.
Yeah.
Bharat. Yeah, Bharat. See, I learned it. Bharat, and you're gonna hear those details. Pooja and Bharat, thank you for being our guest today on Line 90.5, and thank you, Prativa, for putting us in touch.
Thanks for having us here.
You're welcome. That was another episode of Live 90.5 Business Insights with Darren and Mario. Darren, wishing you the wonderful weekend. Even it's going to be a little bit cloudy and noisy, windy. Darren and I wishing all the best, and see you next Friday, 12 to 2 p.m.
Alarm.